action between Türk Telekom and Holon. This is game day 8 of the regular season here in Group A, and things are heating up nicely. Group A could be argued to be the most competitive group in this season's Basketball Champions League. Both these teams entered tonight's game coming off losses last week. Türk Telekom falling short by 8 to Strasbourg, whilst Holon losing out on the road in Lithuania to UNET Holon by 6. Really wide open group we've got here in Group A. Every team taking wins off each other. No team without a win, no team without a loss. So much to play for here in the Basketball Champions League regular season. Here's the schedule for game day 8. As you can see, UNET Holon 82, Sassari 86 yesterday. Also this evening, tipping off half an hour earlier, Torrent and Manresa, and then in an hour and a half's time, Ostend will welcome Strasbourg to the floor, and that will conclude game day 8 here in Group A. So we are, as each week passes, getting closer to the end of the regular season now, getting close to the serious stuff, and when it becomes even more vital as head-to-head records and point differences will start coming into the minds of coaches, and as the battle for the playoffs really heats up nicely. Here are your standings in Group A. As you can see, with that win, Sassari go top. Our hosts this evening, Türk Telekom, sit in 3rd, whilst our visitors, Holon, are currently down in 7th. But as you can see, a win this evening could potentially see Holon move all the way up into 4th spot. And that's how close this group is. And, Holon have plenty of firepower, that's for sure. They're not short on scoring options. Lining up the scoreboard will not be a problem for them this evening. However, on the defensive end, it might be slightly more problematic. Here's their roster. Foster is one to look out for. He's been on fire this season, averaging nearly 19 points and 4 assists per game. Richard Howell also had a big game last week. The big man posted 15 points and 13 rebounds. Unfortunately, that was in the loss to UNET Holon. As for our home team here, Türk Telekom, well, they're bursting at the seams with talent, becoming known for their own brand of tough defense. And it really is the big man duo of Wiltshire and Fowl in the paint that have to be considered potentially the best big man duo in the Basketball Champions League. But you can't sleep on their backcourt either. RJ Hunter's been impressive. He's averaging just under 14 points per game. Wait now for the team introductions, the fans in the arena. And the away team obviously will be introduced first, and Holon can be considered exceptionally efficient with how they approach the game. They have the highest 2-point and 3-point percentage in the Basketball Champions League. As we see now, the players being introduced to the crowd and getting the customary welcome from the Turkish fans here in Ankara. Currently, as I said, in a bit of a slump into the game on a 2-game losing streak. But they'll be hoping to break that this evening. And now for the home team introductions. And as I said, they rely on their defense as the foundation for their game. They've won every game where they've kept their opponents under 80 points. They've also won the reverse of this game by 7. Back in game day 1. In fact, they've won all 3 meetings that they've had in the Basketball Champions League with Holon. They want to make sure that they make that 4-0 here this evening. See the back of Mustafa Fowl there. He's certainly going to play a big part in today's game, no pun intended, as their team are now introduced to the crowd here. RJ Hunter there certainly played his part in their wins 25 points and 5 assists against Liet Kabelis back in game day 3. That was his biggest performance so far. But as I said, there is talent throughout this roster here. And you really can't afford to sleep on any of them on either end of the floor. The usual welcome from the home crowd. Shake of the hands between the two coaches, Coach Harush and Coach Goran. Players will exchange their gifts as well. We're now just a few moments away from the start of proceedings here in Ankara. As I said, game day 8. So much to play for within this group. Türk Telekom currently sit in 3rd in the group. They've got 5 wins, 2 losses to their name. Holon sit in 7th, 3 wins, 4 losses, but it's so tight. Here are our officials for this evening. Tomas Jasikovičius, Martin Vulic and Beniamino Atard from Lithuania, Croatia and Italy respectively. They'll be making sure everything goes to plan. A big new signing as well for Holon is Angel Delgado. He's in after playing in the G League last season. The big man expecting to tear things up. Here's your starting 5. You've got Copain, Howe, Klein, Foster and Richardson for Holon. Now entering the final stages of the warm-ups here, and such a critical stage for all players, getting their psychological preparation in place as much as anything else. Getting some final shots in the Holon players. The Türk Telekom players already back at their bench. Ready to go, and slightly different place for Holon to beat than Türk Telekom. Türk Telekom certainly had a great start to their season here in the Basketball Champions League. They won their first 3 games before losing to Manresa on the road. There's the new coach, head coach Matan Harush. And they won 2 further games and then lost to Strasbourg by 8 last week. Coach Harush, there's your starting 5 as well. Johnson, Beigel, Turin, Fowl and Campbell will be your starting 5 for Türk Telekom. But as I said, new head coach Matan Harush parted ways with Sharon Druka earlier in the week. Results really hadn't gone their way. And there's head coach Goran for Türk Telekom. Second year in charge of Türk Telekom, 44-year-old. It'll be interesting to see from Holon's point of view how long until Delgado comes into the action. See, only a recent acquisition replacing Latavius Williams that they had previously. And it's big shoes to fill. Latavius Williams was having a strong performance, particularly here in the Basketball Champions League. That man there, Mustafa Fowl, he's an absolute menace. and a real rim protector for Türk Telekom. Remember, while you've got a few seconds before we tip off here, get your phones out, download the official Basketball Champions League app. It's available on iOS and Android, completely free of charge. It'll keep you up to date on all the stats, videos, news, views, highlights, any transfer rumors that are floating about. So download that now, and you'll be on top of the game as we progress here. So here we go, underway in Ankara, as Türk Telekom win the opening tip. Game day 8, Group A of the Basketball Champions League. Türk Telekom taking on Holon. Floated inside to foul. It's knocked away though. TJ Campbell now with the ball at the top. Nice little swift crossover. Tough right hand float, and the rebound's going to be pulled down by Richard Howe. His first board of the game. As I said in the build-up, he had a big game last week, 15 points, 13 rebounds against the Cavaliers. He'll be hoping to replicate that this evening. Only difference being he'll be hoping to get the win this evening. Howe, little soft, a little bit too soft, if anything, with the right hand. Wanted to get it away quickly before Foul was able to play legit defense on him. Campbell now into Foul. Foul's going to go to work, you'd imagine, against Howe. Is the double going to come across? It's not, but Richard Howe's going to get called for an early foul. And this has been a trend for Türk Telekom. Throughout this season, they go early to Mustafa Foul. They see how much terrorizing he can do offensively. TJ Campbell back to Howell. It's stripped away, though. Sorry, to Foul, and it's stripped away by Howell. He's out of the races. Good defense in the end by Türk Telekom. Johnson now back inside to Foul. They're going to let him go to work, and there's been a switch up defensively. As Klein will try and provide some defense. It's kicked out. The long jumper is open. Duran hits the opening three. And straight away, doubling down on Mustafa Foul is causing problems. Klein now hands it off to Richardson. Back inside to Klein. He's going to go up against Beigel. Hands it off. Howe. Nice shot, but slightly off track with it. Beigel now. Back into Foul again. Oh, Foul turns the baseline. Can't connect, but does force Richard Howell into a second early foul. And once again, Mustafa Foul is too much to handle here in the Basketball Champions League. Are they going to risk Howell and keep him in the game? That's his second. Foul just 68% from the free throw line prior to this evening's games. If there is a weakness in his game, it is from the free throw line. Back at the line for the second. And drains the second, and Türk Telekom are out to an early 4-point lead, and they continue to apply some pressure, denying the ball to the legitimate point guards for Holon. Almost causing Troy Copain to knock it out of bounds. Nice baseline drive to Howe. Richardson, catch, doesn't shoot. Klein will, though. Off target with that, and the strong defense that Türk Telekom have become so well known for continues to stay fast. And they're going to have to double down, otherwise Mustafa Foul is just going to score at will. And you see the reaction from the bench players. They know how important Foul is, and Howell is doing everything he possibly can to stop Mustafa Foul. He's already picked up 2 fouls, so it's a big, big task for Richard Howell. And how long till they bring on Angel Delgado? You see him there, the new signing in the background. Does he know the offensive sets? Let's listen to Coach Harosh.
We run the motion side to side, extra pass, so take the shot. Okay? They want to switch and to tie us on one side, to make us tie on one side. Let's play for continuation, okay, for the flow. Now, one more possession. Help Richie with a foul. Help Richie with a foul. He cannot foul. Let's go.
Yeah, smart call there from Coach Harash. He's saying help Richard with the foul. If you need to, double down and foul. If Richard Howell is getting in trouble, which at the moment he is, you have to bear in mind he's giving up 15 centimeters against Mustafa Foul. That's a big, big ask. He has already caused Holon major problems here this evening, Mustafa Foul. Richard Howell will bring it up, and what they're going to try and do, I suppose, is cause the reverse problems onto Türk Telekom by dragging Mustafa Foul out of the paint, not letting him be the rim protector he wants to be. The jumper is no good from Foster. Turan now comes back to Weigl. Weigl uses the screen, darts inside and is fouled. Not sure who that's on. Is it on Klein? I think it is. I think it's TJ Klein picking up his first foul. Let's have a look. In fact, I think it's Howell, and Howell picks up his third foul. That's massive. As you can see, they've been forced to bring Delgado into the game straight away. 31 on the floor. A new signing. Certainly is a presence, and maybe more of a force to be reckoned with against Mustafa Foul. Payne now going to progress it up the floor for Holon, and hopefully they'll get their first score in the game. We're almost 3.5 minutes in, and Holon are yet to register anything offensively. Richardson now. Long two, no good. Tries to grab his own rebound, but Weigl is too strong for him. Hesitation inside, quick ball movement, wonderful ball movement, in fact, from Türk Telekom. But the jumper is off track from Johnson. Foster now looking to go inside, loses the handle but recovers the loose ball. Klein puts it up, and at last, Holon, almost 4 minutes into the game, get their first score. Foul just slightly slow to get across to Klein. Campbell feeds Foul again. He's going to go up against Delgado. No, he's not. He's going to get a second bite at the cherry now. He looks to back his way down. Delgado with good defense. He's asking the official about a hooking potential violation, and Foul does use his elbows to ease defenders out the way. Oh, nice pass from Delgado to Klein, and this is how Holon are going to score. They can't let it get into a half-court, slow offensive set. They need to move the ball and themselves quickly to limit the pressure that Foul can cause. Campbell now uses the screen, pulls up, long two. Short with that. Foster out quickly to Klein, and Turan is going to foul Klein as he leaks out on the defensive end. Explodes into transition. Smart move by Klein. Looks over his shoulder to see where Metin Turan was and draws the foul. So Klein will head to the line. Not a great free throw shooter, though. That could be a problem. Only shooting 58% from the free throw line in the Basketball Champions League this season. But did have a good game against Strasbourg back in game day 4. 12 points for TJ Klein in that one. He's only averaging 7 points per game, but he does so much more than that, averaging over 5 rebounds and 4 assists per game. Connects with the second. And Holon are able to bring the Türk Telekom lead down, just 4 now. Weigl inside, and no one comes to defend him, but he misses. Turan catch and shoot for 3. No joy either, and Türk Telekom's offense has dried up somewhat now. Klein will get it back. Oh, wonderful give and go. TJ Klein is taking over right now for Holon, and it's exactly what they needed. They needed some speed and athleticism to unlock the Türk Telekom defense. Johnson goes to the corner to Campbell. Campbell's going to feed foul. He's going to go up against Delgado. Can he take him this time? No, he kicks it back out to Johnson. And that's hand in the passing lane from Copain. 1.3 seconds left on the shot clock when Türk Telekom get the ball back on the sideline. Wiltshire into the game for Tehran for the first time, and that really is a double dose from Türk Telekom. Wiltshire on Fowler, very, very impressive. Smart heads-up play there by Beigel, but it doesn't come off. Klein now hands it off to Panini. Scored 20 against Sassari back in game day 6. Big guy Panini. Going to get a shot away off target. The shot clock was running down though, so he really didn't have much of a choice. Johnson now skips it out to Beigel. Back to Johnson, and Türk Telekom will slow things down. Campbell for 3. He's short, and Türk Telekom, things haven't just dried up. A complete drought offensively for now. Copain looking to go to work. Feeds Delgado. Delgado blasts to the basket, but Fowl's defense is strong enough. Johnson back to Beigel. Beigel inside, back out to Johnson. Offensive foul going to be called on Beigel. Great stand and great defense by Holon. Let's have a look. And, I think it's Panini taking the stand, drawing the foul. And after an exceptionally slow start to the game, Holon, through cranking up their defensive intensity, have battled their way back into this one. They only trail by 2. A little over 3 minutes left in this first quarter now. Foster hands it off to Thompson. Back to Delgado. Foster turns the corner. Elbow jumper from him is no good, and Wiltshire pulls down the uncontested rebound. Oh, stolen away. Quick hands by Thompson. He's out all on his own. Finishes with the easy one-handed jam, and that ties things up here in Ankara. The crowd certainly aren't as loud as they used to be at the start of the game when things were going all Türk Telekom's way. Great defense by Thompson there. Wiltshire now going up against Klein, and he certainly has the size and strength advantage. Oh, but he's rejected. And Guy Panini gives him a little stare down and tells him not to bring it in. Keep that out of my paint. What Guy Panini says to Kyle Wiltshire there. Marcus Foster not had the best of starts to the game. Only 2 attempts yet to score. Bear in mind, he is their go-to guy, averaging just shy of 19 points a game this season. Foul now against Delgado. Trying to go to work. Little shake, little shimmy, and he gets himself another 2. Mustafa Foul now up to 7 points and 5 rebounds. Thompson now for Holon. To Delgado. Delgado goes just straight down the throat of Mustafa Foul. Can't get the score, but gets the rebound. Not and one, but Delgado will earn himself a trip to the line. And I'll be honest, Angel Delgado is already making a very good impression here in the Basketball Champions League. He is not backing down from the challenge, that is for sure. No real surprise as we see Foster back into the action. Very, very short break for him. TJ Klein will go to the bench instead. As Edge comes in as well for Türk Telekom. He'll see his first action of the night. Shafak Edge. And Holon within 1 now of Türk Telekom. 1:50 to play here in the first quarter. Edge to Hunter inside a Foul. Good quick ball movement. Campbell feeds it back into Foul. He's a bit too low in the post to go to work, is he? Or is he still going to battle his way inside? Hunter for 3, and that's a way to come into the game. And this is what RJ Hunter does, often coming off the bench, but averaging over 13 points a game. That's come off Thompson, so it'll be a Türk Telekom ball. He doesn't agree with the call. We see Coach Goran there. Oh, it looked like it might have come off Mustafa Fal's hand, actually, as he heads to the bench. A well-earned break for Mustafa Fal. As Edgate brings it up over the half. Wiltshire now. Offensive foul's going to be called. That one is on TJ Campbell. Let's have a look. That's a good call. TJ Campbell being a little bit over the top, pushing on Delgado, and Campbell will head to the bench as Kaye comes in for Türk Telekom. Deep rotation early on here from the home team. Panini now to Delgado, and he slides to the basket and misses what was probably one of the easier opportunities of the game. Hunter now to Wiltshire. Off track with that three, and the game's become a little bit frenetic and a little bit scrappy. It's Malachi Richardson capitalizes on the open nature of the game at the moment and gets the two. Final 30 seconds now of this first quarter, and a chess match of a first quarter we've had. Hunter now, long two. Oh, he's good, and his form is absolutely beautiful. If you give him any space whatsoever, you know the shot's going to go. Foster now, blasts inside, draws the foul, and one, Marcus Foster. Johan's going to get whistled for the foul. And Foster just found the Türk Telekom defense napping. Gets his first score of the game, earns himself a trip to the free throw line as well. He's a good free throw shooter, the 24-year-old, averaging 80% from the free throw line so far this season in the Basketball Champions League. And next with the extra one as well, and with 8.3 seconds left in this first quarter, Holon only trail by one. Campbell now, what can he do? Foul. Going to be called. I think that one's on Ausch. Yeah, it is. Reaching around. Might be a smart foul. They still have one to give. 5.1 seconds to go as Angel Delgado's first action in the Holon jersey in the Basketball Champions League comes to an end as he heads to the bench. Hunter now, is he going to get it away in time? That's a really tough shot. Oh, but he nails it! And RJ Hunter is on fire here early on in Ankara. And you see the smiles from his teammates, and there's not over celebrations, and that's because that's exactly what you expect from RJ Hunter. At the end of the first quarter here, Türk Telekom 19, UNET Holon 15. Here are your game stats so far. As you can see, Holon yet to hit a three, while Türk Telekom have drained 3 3-pointers. Neither team shooting well from the free throw line either. And it's very early going here in Ankara. Foul was influential in the early going. He drew the defense, he caused problems, his size. So much so that Richard Howell picked up 3 fouls in next to no time at all. As you can see, Foul is a real handful to defend, and Howell picked up 3 fouls in just 3 minutes of play. That was forced him to bring in an Angel Delgado, Holon's new signing. He has impressed so far, though. He dealt with Mustafa Foul a lot more effectively. As we see here, Foul having to work a lot harder. Does use his elbow slightly. I see what Delgado was asking for. And that increased defensive intensity was led on the offensive end by TJ Klein. And a steal from Thompson there, but it was Klein who really opened up things for Holon and got them back into the game. Remember, they were trailing by 7 points at one stage. They got things back to tied before RJ Hunter came onto the scenes. Hit a 3 straight away, followed it by a long 2, and then hit that buzzer beater 3 at the end of the first quarter. Believe it or not, RJ Hunter's been on the floor for just over 2 minutes and he's already got 8 points to his name. Unbelievable. Here we go, start of the second quarter here in Ankara. Türk Telekom lead this one by 4 over Holon. Straight away, Holon turned the ball over as Richardson steps out of bounds with it. Johnson inbounds it to Edgi. Guan now looking for options in front of him. Comes back to Edgi. Now into Wiltshire, going against Klein. Wiltshire, soft touch with that left hand, and Wiltshire has grown leaps and bounds in the Basketball Champions League this season. Really shown what a cultured side to his game he has. Panini now. Comes back out. Nice ball movement from Holon, and Hausch into the corner. Richardson for 3, and he nails the 3. And the key to Holon's offensive success is quick ball movement and moving themselves as well. Once they sit in a slow, stagnant offense, Türk Telekom find it very easy to lock down on. Ball stolen away. And fed to Thompson. What's Thompson going to do? He's going to find Klein on the trail, and another 2. And Holon are quickly within 1 point of Türk Telekom. Hunter now for another 3. Off short, that was a long way out, but they've leaked out, and Klein gets another transition score, and Holon take the lead. Wonderful, wonderful play here from Holon. Klein, he knows when to leak out, when to cheat on the defensive end, and they've already got 4 points off the back of it this game. Straight away, coach Goran is going to call a timeout. Let's listen to what he has to say.
We play 4. Go to Kyle post up. Egemen here. Hadi Egemen içeride daha sağlam sensin. Ya kötü baskı geldi daha sağlam. Switch'in yoksa devam edelim.
Apologies, we didn't get much of the timeout there from Coach Goran. We got some pictures, but we didn't get the audio for the whole thing. He seemed pretty calm, though. He knows exactly how much talent he has at his disposal, in that Türk Telekom roster. Fully aware that Holon were bound to make some kind of run in the game. And they have. They've taken the lead here in Ankara. It's only going to inspire the crowd to make more noise, you think. Wiltshire is fouled by Guy Panini. Let's have a look. I think it's the reaching with the left hand. Yeah, it is. He's claiming he got all ball. Looked like he hit his arm. Pass baseline to Johnson. Back out to Wiltshire, inside to Guan now. And Thompson's going to foul him on the floor. He doesn't want to get into a back to the basket battle with Egemen Guan. Just 23 years old, but you've seen him grow across the games here in the Basketball Champions League this season alone. Averaging shy of 5 points a game. And 16 against Toran, though, back in game day 6. Hunter now comes back out. Ed Gay to Johnson. Johnson trying to shake, drives inside. Can't get the 2 to go, but can draw the foul. And Shlomo Hausch is going to get called for that foul. 13th foul of the quarter already for Holon. Only under 2 minutes gone in this quarter, so Türk Telekom likely to have a few trips to the free throw line before the halftime break. That make from Johnson ties the game up. 73% from the free throw line. Nick Johnson prior to this evening's game. Joined Türk Telekom in the summer after a stint with the Austin Spurs in the G League in the States. And Türk Telekom back in the lead. Thompson now hands it off. Panini. He comes back to Thompson. What's Thompson going to do against Hunter? Tries to cross him over, but too quick for his own good and throws it away. Edgey now bringing it up over the half for Türk Telekom, and you just get a real feel of serenity almost for Türk Telekom. They have real confidence in their ability and each other as teammates. Wiltshire, old school hook from Kyle Wiltshire. And the problems in the paint continue for Holon. And I can understand from Coach Harush his point of view that he doesn't want to bring Delgado into the game, as Howell is already on 3 fouls. So Wiltshire's going to have a little bit of free reign. Hausch almost receives the backdoor pass, but Hunter manages to get a hand into the passing lane. So it'll be a baseline ball for Holon. 7 seconds left now on the shot clock as Richardson heads to the bench and Foster comes back in. Klein goes strong, but the defense is good from Guan. Now Johnson. Backing down Hausch. Right hand's too heavy. Thompson will pick up the rebound. And the travelling violation is going to be called on Thompson. Didn't release the ball before his feet landed back on the floor. We'll see Thompson head to the bench, and Angel Delgado, the new signing, back into the game. Let's have a look at the replay, actually. It's always interesting to watch. Yeah, no, really easy call for the officials. Nowhere near easy travelling violation, a call on that one. Troy Copain is back into the game for Holon as well. Long 3 is good. Kyle Wiltshire, and this is what he brings to Türk Telekom. Yes, he can go old school. He can back you down in the paint. But he also has a wonderful form from range as well. He's up to 7 points now, Wiltshire. And Hunter with the rejection. Holon will hold on to the ball, but they only have 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball into Foster for 3, very flat trajectory, and Wiltshire brings the rebound out. It's knocked away by Marcus Foster. So it's going to be a Türk Telekom possession on the baseline. Six-point lead now for Türk Telekom. Pass goes inside of Johnson, but it's intercepted by Delgado. They've got the break. They're not going to use the numbers. Panini fakes the 3 to Hausch for 3. He's off track with his attempt. Türk Telekom will go out of the races. And Johnson floats to the basket, and the finger roll is good for 2. I think a timeout has been called by Holon. Johnson saying he was fouled on his way to the basket. Here's a replay. We can have a look by Panini. No foul whatsoever. Clean air for Nick Johnson there. And the Türk Telekom lead is back up to 8 points. Timeout called by Coach Harush. Let's listen to his huddle. That really was just almost a reset button timeout there from Coach Harush for Holon. Just wanted to stop the momentum that Türk Telekom had built and hopefully use the final 6 or so minutes left in this first half to fight their way back into the game. No pain now for Holon. Being harassed by Hunter. Uses the screen well, comes back out to Panini, inside to Delgado against Guan. He's just going to muscle his way to the basket. And after 2 offensive rebounds, the basket is good for Holon as Hausch gets the score. And Delgado looks like a handful. He looks like a good signing for Holon. Edgar now to Hunter for 3. And Panini has got to do a better job defensively than that. I'm not too sure if he has seen the first few minutes of this game, but RJ Hunter is lighting things up at the moment. He's up to 11 points already. He's only played less than 7 minutes. Delgado fakes the 2, gets blocked by Guan. And Türk Telekom open up their first double-digit lead. Guan hits the elbow jumper. Yes, they can. 11-point lead for Türk Telekom. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Timeout. Sorry, a technical foul's been called. I think it's a double technical on Hausch and Wiltjer. We'll have to get clarification on that. I think they're busy talking to each other as they're going back up the floor. Yeah, Wiltjer with the technical, Hausch with the technical. Sorry, is it Panini with the technical, in fact? Yeah, it is. I think it was all about the talking as they went back up the floor. Wiltjer as well with the technical foul. He'll head to the bench as well. Coach isn't happy with him. You can see his reaction. Let's have a look. They're getting caught up a little bit, and Wiltjer's got a little bit of a stare down for him. Kind of silly from Carl Wiltjer. They got the score. I don't see why there needs to be anything more than that. Foster now for Holon. Delgado going up against Guan. He's going to muscle his way into the paint again. He's so strong, but the touch lets him down once more. Does all the hard work, getting where he wants to be, but the soft touch is not soft enough. Johnson now. And Edgar was out of bounds, didn't re-establish himself. Whack his finger at the official, all he wants. He didn't bring both feet back into the live area of the court. Wiltjer's back into the game. Just Coach Goran giving him a couple of moments to calm down, maybe. Foster now for Holon, and you can hear the whistling ringing out. The crowd certainly play their part here in Ankara. Delgado comes back out to Foster. Foster uses his screen and just opens it up, but once again they do all the hard work. And the finish, which is the easy part, lets them down. Delgado's going to get called for the foul as RJ Hunter uses all his experience to draw the foul. Smart play by RJ Hunter, just leans into Delgado to draw the foul. Hunter, a 92% free throw shooter prior to this evening's game. Joined Türk Telekom after playing for the Erie Bayhawks in the USA last year. Connects with both from the line, and the Türk Telekom lead is out to a game-high 13 now. Simhon on the ball for Holon. Delgado comes across, sets the screen and rolls. Klein now, backdoor pass to Foster, and Foster takes his frustrations out on the rim. Nice backdoor cut. And miscommunication there between Johnson and I think Edgate on where they were going to switch or not. Guan now. Hands it off to Johnson. Back out to Hunter. Hunter glides to the basket, draws another foul. This time I think it's Troy Copain who's going to get called for it. Bit of a get out of jail free for RJ Hunter, if I'm honest. He missed. Played for the foul to dig himself out of the hole. But he's back at the line for another 2 shots, RJ Hunter. And here this evening. 14 points now for RJ Hunter in just about 9 minutes of action. To bear in mind, that's more than he's averaging in the entire game so far in the Basketball Champions League. Copain now to Simhon. Delgado sets in the screen, doesn't use it. It's off the foot of Guan though, so it will remain Holon ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock for them to work with. Türk Telekom have seemed to have withstood the comeback. The wave from Holon and opened up their lead again, now at 13. Troy Copain. Foul's going to be called on Edgate. He's a little bit overzealous on the defense that he plays with Marcus Foster. It'll be a baseline ball for Holon. Klein to Foster, elbow jump, a little fadeaway. Good defense from Türk Telekom's enough to put them off. RJ Hunter passes ahead to Johnson. He's not going to take it though. They're going to slow things down. Wiltshire for the long 3. He's short. To Klein now. Trail for Copain. Basket's going to be called good, is it? And it is. Chance for a 3-point play now for Troy Copain. And Edgate just caught completely out of the flow of the play. He fouls Copain, and Copain will go to the line for the extra shot. Connects with the bonus from the line. And Holon, once again, are within 10. DJ Campbell has come back into the game for Türk Telekom. Wise move. He brings a bit of a level head to everything that they do. Johnson now to Campbell. Corner 3 for Campbell. It's no good. Copain will just about grab the rebound. And Holon are looking to mount a bit of a comeback for the 2nd time already in this game. To Copain, and he's fouled by Campbell, I think. And Copain will go back to the line for another free throw. Campbell will head straight to the bench. Weigel will come into the action. Plenty of rotation here from Coach Goran for Türk Telekom, and Copain misses the first of his 2 free throws. Graduated from Cincinnati back in 2017, part of the American college season. Played 4 games for Orlando in the NBA last season. Troy Copain couldn't quite break his way into the regular rotation for them. Certainly making an impact here, though, averaging just shy of 10 points a game, 4.5 assists a game. Plenty of experience in his young 24 years. Foul is back in the game, though, for Türk Telekom. To Hunter, and Hunter once again. He's up to 17 points now, RJ Hunter. And interesting to watch the Delgado Mustafa foul battle part 2 that we're about to witness. Simhon, little spin move, it's fouled by Hunter. He taps himself on the head. Silly play by Hunter. Have to learn when to roll the dice and when to stick. Simhon at the line for two. It's the first of his two. Not the best of free throw shooters in the Champions League so far. Hasn't had many attempts, to be fair. Shot 93% from the free throw line last season in the Basketball Champions League. In his second season with Holon, and it's Simhon. Connects with the second as well. And Holon are within 9 now. 1:42 to play here in the first half. A real seesaw battle here in game day 8 of the Basketball Champions League. Weigl run against Klein, keeps faking the jumper, doesn't take it though. Crossover, fade away, and that's a smooth move from Mohamed Weigl. Delgado drives inside and Foul rejects him. That's certainly a one-up for Mustafa Foul. Out in transition as well. Corner, Hunter, three. Oh, he's off short. You'd have put your house on that one dropping. Simhon for three. He misses as well, and Mustafa Foul pulls down the rebound. Frenetic couple of possessions as we have 40 seconds left here in the first half. Foul now. Oh, feeds it to Johnson, who just slides down the lane and finishes with a two-handed jam. And that is the key if you're a big man. The ability to pass is absolutely critical. Holon will look to take the final shot of the half. Delgado floats inside, uses his superior foot speed to full advantage. Timeout's been called as Telecom will want to make the most of this final 9.9 seconds of the first half. Coach Goran will want to draw something up. Special play to execute. See if they can extend their lead back out again. At the moment, it's 11 points. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Good job, Arjay. Hey, Nick, you are out of bounds. Okay, meeting here. Kyle, okay. TJ, Kyle, set a screen. TJ, come here, okay. And Kyle, get more, Nick, step in. Get more. When Nick come here, meeting. Just stay here, okay. And penetration, Kyle. En sondan Kyle geliyor, TJ here, okay. Two shooters. Money here, okay. Let's go.
No more than you'd expect, looking at TJ Hunter as maybe one of the main go-to guys. Sorry, RJ Hunter was one of the go-to guys for the jumpers. You see a replay of Johnson going in. Or maybe they'll go to TJ Campbell as well. And it's one of those things, he's spoiled for choice, really. Offensively, Telecom have plenty of firepower. Can they extend their lead again before the halftime break? They've got 9.9 seconds to play with. You can see the fans in the background. They've made themselves heard throughout today's game. Johnson now, just trying to drive his way to the basket, and it just opens up. He's fouled as he goes to the basket. And that was just hustle, heart, and determination from Nick Johnson. There's nothing special about that play. The lane just opened up, and we'll wait to see what the call is. I think it's called on Amit Simhon, and Johnson will go to the line for two shots. I think Klein got him cleanly with the block, but Johnson was fouled by Simhon. Johnson at the line for two shots then. For Holon, they will have 4.3 seconds left to play with as Simhon goes to the bench and Guy Panini comes in. Johnson good with the first of his two. And the second takes his tally now up to 8 points. turnover possession. You see the smile from Klein's face, and it's really not what he should be doing. Might be an ironic smile. He should be exceptionally frustrated with the execution from Holon. They've really let things slip here. And once again, Türk Telekom have another chance to extend their lead with 4.3 seconds to play. Panini will come back into the action for Holon, as Simhon goes to the bench. And a bit of a disastrous end to the first half for Holon. Ball is put inside to Wiltshire, and an easy two for Kyle Wiltshire. It's thrown long to House, but it's going to be end of the first half. And what a clinical performance in the closing few possessions of that first half. We see the replay there. Wiltshire just catching it way too deep in the paint. No one guarding him closely enough. And that's enabled him to extend Türk Telekom's lead out to 15 now at the half-time break. So 20 minutes down, 20 to go. Türk Telekom 49, Holon 34. Well, there are your shooting statistics from the first half. As you can see, Türk Telekom shooting well across the board. Holon struggling from the perimeter. Not a great shooting percentage from 2 points either. Rebounding battle being won by Türk Telekom as well. Very few offensive rebounds from either side. But they are both controlling their defensive boards pretty well. Here are your top scorers. Unbelievable. RJ Hunter, 17 points already in the game. Klein, the only other player in double digits for Holon. He's on 11 points. But what a first half of action we've had here in Ankara. We really have been dealt a wonderful first half. The first quarter started with everything going Türk Telekom's way. Took Holon almost 4 minutes to even register on the scoreboard. Türk Telekom ended up winning the first quarter by just 4 points though, because Holon, on the back of their new signing, Angel Delgado, and that man there, DJ Klein, were able to battle their way back into things. But the second quarter, particularly the closing stage of that second quarter, went almost picture perfect for Türk Telekom. They lit up the offensive end. 30 points they notched in that second quarter. And that has enabled them to gain a 15-point lead here at the halfway break. And they're on target for maybe notching up 100 points here this evening. But it is RJ Hunter leading the way. He's played just over 12 minutes. He's scored 17 points. He's 3 from 5 from the perimeter. No other double-digit scorers for Türk Telekom. Oh, Wiltshire's on 9 though, along with 4 rebounds. Nick Johnson is on 8. And Mustafa Fowl is on 7 as well. He has got 6 rebounds and 4 assists to his name as well. For Holon, only one player in double digits, TJ Klein. He's got out and run a lot of transition for his 11 points. Behind him, you have Marcus Foster on 5 points and Malachi Richardson on 5 points. But Holon, once again, have struggled offensively, leading them to only have 34 points at the half-time break. We're seeing some of the highlights from this first half. Remember, so much to play for here. Game day 8 of Group A in the regular season of the Basketball Champions League. Türk Telekom entered today's game in 3rd place in Group A, 5 wins, 2 losses to their name. They have the chance to go top, potentially with a win here this evening. As for Holon, they were 7th in the group, 3 wins, 4 losses. A win this evening potentially could have seen them into one of those magical top 4 spots, but it's not to be so far. At the half-time break, Türk Telekom in command, 49-34 lead over Holon. Second half action coming up shortly.
Sıradaki yarışmacı. Çok güzel. Biraz daha güçlü yapması. İşte bu. Harikaydı. Son kez. Tebrik ediyorum sizi. Hemen sizi kenara alayım. Kim var sınırlar? Öken sen en son. Buyurun. Silkiniz çok güzel bu arada. İkinci atış. E.T. değil mi bu film? Eskilerden biliyorum benim yaşım müsait. Son atış. Evet son. Hadi son atış öncesi bir alkış gelsin de. Şöyle atışları güçlü olsun. Bu kadar mı? Gözlükle çıktı. Tamam artık. Bu kesin sayı. Kesin sayı. Hadi geliyor sayı. Yalnız en kötü suydu bu ya. Tebrik ediyorum size ve sıradaki hanımefendi gelsin hemen. Biraz daha kuvvetli. Biraz daha gelebilirsiniz. Evet. Son atış. Tebrik ediyorum size. Hemen kenara. Son iki yarışmacı. Evet, sıradaki hanımefendi. Biraz daha yukarıda, biraz daha yukarıda. Biraz daha. Böyle düz değil de böyle yukarıda. Alttan çıkıyor çünkü. Biraz daha. İşte bu. Süper. Tebrik ediyorum. Ve son yarışmacı şimdi bizlerle. Büyük bir ısrarlar sonucu aramıza geldi kendisi. Tebrik ediyorum. Demek ki ısrarda varmış bir hikmet. Evet, alkışlarınız hanımefendi yarışmacılarımız için bizden kurumumuzun birbirinden özel ve güzel hediyeleri kazandılar. Onlara şimdi takdim ediyorum. Şöyle.
Oh, nice pass to the inside, and the top finish for School Dealers just hammers it down. And Peristeri pretty much getting whatever they want at the moment.
Scrub has it. That's Grant. Grant with a step and finish. Big time finish from Jerai Grant. Little hesitation, got the Mustafa foul in the air. Look how quick he gets past him.
Hornsby with Weimer guarding him, screen by Amanu. Amanu gets it back, steps through, and he's blocked at the rim by Sina. You've just seen him on the top 10 plays with a big block.
Innovatress now. Oh, wonderful pass and a wonderful finish. What a big play by Masulas. But it was the pass from the Innovatress that made it so special.
Oh, great finish. Hayden Dalton, mask and all, throws it down, and he's going to get in a highlight. Shimandini, watch out! Oh! Just to underline the point, as athletic as Shimandini's looked for a while.
Bedford. Hooping and hooping. I'll tell you what, when he gets in the flow, he's tough to stop.
Dennis hits the roll in and he gets up high. Oh, that had nothing. wants it, goes the other way, locks it up. Stone it is with the dunk. Back-to-back dunks.
Right, still right, no good, ball's loose, they get it back, still, Angola to win it! That's extraordinary! That is incredible! Ostend, they are 2 ahead.
Welcome back to Ankara here in Turkey for this game day 8 matchup between Türk Telekom and UNET Holon. And we've had an interesting one. It certainly had swings and shifts in this one. Türk Telekom at the half-time break though lead this one 49-34. They've been in dominant form at times. Holon have thrown everything and the kitchen sink at Türk Telekom, but they've always been able to near enough hold them at arm's length. They now have their biggest lead of the game on the back of a couple of big plays just before the half-time break and a couple of mental lapses really from Holon. It's going to require a big 20 minutes of basketball for Holon if they're going to leave Ankara with the win. Odds are at the moment that Türk Telekom will secure their 6th win of the Basketball Champions League this season.
UNET Holon mücadelesinin 3. çeyreği başlayacak. Ve şimdi Ankara Spor Salonu'nun 3. çeyrek öncesinde Türk Telekom'a alkışlarını
So here we go, second half action underway here in Group A of the Basketball Champions League. Game day 8 after 20 minutes. Türk Telekom lead Holon by 15. Weigel weaves his way to the basket but can't get the score. And Holon will look to maybe slow things down a little. Not sure that's wise. I think a faster brand of basketball will work better for them offensively for sure. Howell now, spin move inside, right hand floats. It's a little bit too heavy. Managed to get over the hand of Foul, but it's off target. Remember, Howell picked up 3 fouls in under 3 minutes of action in the first half, so he spent 17 minutes with his backside on the bench. Delgado now guarding Foul. Foul looking to back his way to the basket. Delgado is providing a test, but he picks up the foul. You see Foul just turning there, drawing the foul from Delgado. Delgado, a new signing for Holon, joining them after some time in the LA Clippers G League affiliate last season. Foul hits the first free throw, and for Mustafa Foul, he really is a handful. The Frenchman was part of the roster that qualified the French national team for the World Cup this summer. Obviously didn't make it through to the final roster, but the French did come away with a bronze medal, and he played his part in that. Played 8 games in the qualifiers for France. Copain now into Howell. Howell looking to go against Foul, pulls up for the jumper, he's too heavy, and looks like Delgado's going to get called for another foul. That is 2 quick fouls on Angel Delgado. I don't think he's overly impressed with the official's call on that one, but it seemed pretty clean call from where we are. Campbell now finds Johnson. Johnson loses his defender, back out to Campbell. He's wide open for the 3. Can't get it to go though, and the loose ball eventually falls into the hands of Richardson for Holon. Now to Delgado, to Copain. Copain looking to find his way inside. Holon a little bit stagnant offensively. Richardson just takes it straight down the throat of Mustafa Foul. Not too upset with that as a strategy. They certainly have to do something, maybe draw some fouls off Mustafa Foul. Didn't work this time though, and Türk Telekom a chance to extend their 17-point lead now. Johnson, little shake, kicks it out. Wonderful pass to Campbell for 3, and he nails it this time. First time Türk Telekom have been out to a 20-point lead in this game, and they are applying the pressure fully now on Holon. Foster almost loses it. Richardson back to Delgado, to Richardson, to Delgado against Foul. Can't get it to go, but the follow from Richard Howell is good. There's DJ Klein will come back into the game, and Angel Delgado will head to the bench. You have to remember, Delgado won't be completely up to speed fully with his teammates yet. Initial impressions though are that they've got a player, not someone that certainly will contribute, particularly in the Basketball Champions League. My goodness, type of player they need after Latavius Williams has left. Mustafa Foul now looking to back his way to the basket. Howell playing good, strong defense. The trouble Howell's got is he's on 3 fouls, so he can't overcommit. He can just body up. And Mustafa Foul is going to make him pay for that fact. Foul now up to 11 points personal from Mustafa Foul. Foul was committed on the floor with Foster by Campbell, so it'll just be a sideline ball. Campbell called for the foul there. Foster short with the free throw attempt though. Stolen away. Troy Copain gets it out to Klein. Klein almost stolen away, but Campbell can only manage to knock it out of bounds as they try and get the ball across to Malachi Richardson in the corner. And you have to give some credit here to Holon. They're not giving up. They're not walking away. They're going to battle all the way to the end, you feel. A little scrappy at the moment, but it'll be a baseline ball again for Holon. Copain now to inbound it to Klein. For Richardson. Richardson waving Klein away. He wants some space to work. Howell now, long two for Richard Howell, and that is exactly how you can cause issues for Türk Telekom. Mustafa Fall does not want to come out of the paint. He doesn't want to come out and play perimeter defense. So if you've got a big that can shoot, that causes Türk Telekom problems. Tehran in and out with the three. Is this another opportunity for Holon to fight their way back into the game? Not sure how many lives they have. Not sure if they're like cats and have 9 lives or not, but they've already used 2 of them. They've battled their way twice back into the game. Can they do it for a 3rd time? Edgay now inside to Fall. Fall, easy 2 for him. Mustafa Fall now up to 13 points and just really showing why he's one of the superstars of the Basketball Champions League. Klein to Richard Howell. Going to take the jumper. He's short though, but he is dragging Mustafa Fall away from his rim protection duties. Fall now looking to back his way to the basket. They're going to have to help down if he does. Someone's got to help across. Howell can't hold him up on his own. Oh, it's almost thrown away though. It is thrown away. It's going to be a backcourt violation. As Klein kind of nudged Edgay across the half-court line. So it's going to be a turnover ball and Holon will take possession. 18-point lead for Türk Telekom. As we see Edgay now just stepping across the half. Timeout has been called with an 18-point lead for Türk Telekom. Let's jump into the Holon huddle and listen to what Coach Harosh has to say.
That shit can happen, it's part of the game. Now listen up. Let's play with the flow. We stop playing together. Let's play with the flow. It's only us. Nobody gonna do it. It's how we look at the flow. Let's go to second action and third action. And not like the ball dies. We play the whole time. We play the whole time. Okay? Guys, when ball, listen up. Listen up. Hey, Marcus, look. When the ball is inside, on the dribble, go to strong side to up and free. We jump on the ball. We jump on the ball for the strong side.
Interesting timeout there from Coach Matan Harosh. Obviously, his first Basketball Champions League game in charge after taking over from Coach Druka, who parted company with Holon this week. And it's really interesting. He's saying it's down to us, and he's basically right. You know, it's on them to run the plays, run the offense, and to stick to the game plan and stick together as a team. Klein now inside of Foster. Foster tries to find Howell, but the long arms of Mustafa Fall gets into the passing lane yet again. Edgay now to Johnson. Elbow jumper for Johnson. Klein with the rebound for Holon. Foster change of speed was just enough to lose Nick Johnson and draw the foul. And it's just that hesitation and change of speed you see from Marcus Foster. As a man who knows how to get to the basket for sure. Foster averaging nearly 19 points per game. He's only got 7 points here this evening. Not very efficient either, only 3 from 8 for Foster. Howell now. Back to Thompson. Leads Klein inside to Howell, and that's smart play offensively from Holon. Weigl now just waits for the defense to open up. To be fair, he did get a massive shove in the back. I can understand why he's calling the officials to ask them why the foul's not being called. Quite a fortunate shove, really. It gave him the lane and enabled him to get the basket. Panini now to Howell for Holon. Back to Foster. Foster goes inside, tries to feed his way past the giant that is Mustafa Fowl. Weigl now against Panini. Blocking foul's going to be called, and the basket is good. Panini's called for the foul. And Weigl just exploding at him, really. And the thing you've got, if Panini had just kept his arms straight up in the air and kept retreating, and it wouldn't have been an issue, as we see Kyle Wiltshire come back into the action for Türk Telekom. 9 points in the first half for Wiltshire. Lost his patience a little bit, picked up a technical foul as well, but certainly has had another positive night for Türk Telekom, Kyle Wiltshire. Thompson for three. Really low trajectory, no arc on that jumper from Thompson, and makes it so much more difficult for the ball to go down without that arc. 21-point lead now for Türk Telekom. Holon only made 1 of their 8 attempts from the perimeter so far here this evening, and it's always going to be tough to win a game of European basketball if you're not draining the 3 ball. And there's their second one. Foster from the wing. They're going to have to hit a flurry of those to get their way back into this one. There's 2:45 left in the third quarter here. Foul now. Weigl fakes the 3, uses the foul screen, steps to the left and puts the jumper up. The rebound is just about dragged in by TJ Klein for Holon. Oh, rejected by Fowl, and a diving attempt there from Edgate to save it in bounds, but can only manage to deflect it past. Let's watch the rejection again, and Fowl read that well and just swats it into the front row, and goalkeeping skills there from Edgate, really. Howell now at the top against Guan. Foul's going to get called. I think that one's on Hunter. He's shaking his head profusely. That's usually a sign of a foul being called against a basketball player. Klein now hands it back to Foster. A little 2-man game here between Klein and Foster, and Klein uses the space that Weigl gave him. Weigl looking to pull the chair away, really, thinking that Klein was leaning on him too heavily, but Klein kept control and got the score. Just a 16-point lead now for Türk Telekom. Wiltshire, running hook shot, is knocked away. Foster to Klein, back to Foster, corner 3 is no good. Türk Telekom thought they were going to slow it down, but they're not. They're going to keep the pace in the game. Wiltshire, right-hand hook is no good, and at the moment Türk Telekom is struggling offensively. Nothing going their way. Panini for 3. Oh, nails the 3, and we have a game on our hands. This one looks almost dead and buried, but Holon are within 13 now. 1:19 to play in the third quarter, and that is a big, big shot from Guy Panini, his first score of the game. And what better way to get your first score than the 3? Let's listen to this Türk Telekom timeout.
up and wait position. Movement. Movement. If you don't move it, they have lots of problem in defensive side. They are staying like that, this stop, they stop. Okay. Hadi hadi. Finish it strong. Finish it strong. Hadi hadi hadi. This side. This side. Hey, one again. Fight down. Fight. This way. You move. Yalla guys, let's go.
A third comeback here from Holon. They really will not roll over and die. They're going to battle to the final buzzer. They were down by 21 not so long ago. Now it's down to just a 13-point lead for Türk Telekom. Can Holon push that into single digits? Because that really would make the difference. Johnson now just glides to the basket. An awful defense by Holon. A lack of communication. TJ Klein left trailing and no one stepping across helping him. Nick Johnson will head to the line for the bonus shot. He's up to 10 points now. That's him in double digits as well. Makes them pay even further from the free throw line. It's these lapses in concentration that have cost Holon dearly here this evening. Offensive foul has been called. I think that one's blown against Thompson. Yeah, Thompson just pushing Ackerman Guan out the way. Delgado back into the action now. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Offensive foul called. Wait to see who that one's on. I think it's on Hunter. Yeah, Hunter just clearing his defender out the way. Very unsubtle indeed, and it's going to cost him a trip to the bench. He's not happy about it. But Weigel will come back in. Baseline ball, though, for Türk Telekom. Klein now, back to Foster. Foster explodes to the basket strongly and gets the two. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the game is still open. 14-point lead for Türk Telekom. It's not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination. Holon have outscored Türk Telekom by a point in this quarter. They'll need to do an awful lot more than that with the remaining 10 minutes. Shot clock at 4. Wiltshire now looking to go to the right hand, as he does every time nearly. Panini throws it long to Klein. It's knocked away. 1.6 seconds remaining on the third quarter game clock. It's going to be a sideline ball for Holon. Or is it just on the baseline? Near enough in the corner, that's for sure. Mustafa Fowl is going to sub in. He's too late to get to the bench, though, and that's why they wanted to sub him in. They get away with one there, as Klein can't get the basket to go. He looks at the officials for some help on the foul side of things, but it looked pretty good defense at the end of 3 here in Ankara. Türk Telekom 66, Holon 52. Here are your shooting stats so far in the game, and as you can see, Holon still not shooting well from outside, although they did score 2 3-pointers in that quarter. Their percentages are gradually, slowly but surely creeping up, but is it a little too late for that to have an impact on the game. At the end of 3, they trail by 14 points. You have to bear in mind that in that last quarter they only scored 18, so they need probably a 30-35 point quarter here if they're going to come away with the win this evening. Telecom being led still by RJ Hunter. He's got 17 points. Mustafa Fowl, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for him, really lining up the box score. And Nick Johnson's also in double digits with 11 points. For Holon, TJ Klein is leading their scoring. He's on 13 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. And Marcus Foster is the only other player troubling the scoreboard for double digits. He's up to 12 points. Holon have made a fight of this. They could have laid down and died several times in this game, none more so than in that third quarter when they were down by 21 points at one stage. But they have battled and fought their way back again. As I say, they won that third quarter, the first quarter that they have won. They won it by a point, but here we go. 10 minutes still to play here in Ankara. Türk Telekom 66, Holon 52. Here's a comeback on the cards. Good ball movement, Klein for 3. Oh, and he drains the 3 from the corner. Klein is having a big night here for Holon. He's doing everything he possibly can to get his team back into this one. He's up to 13 points now. Sorry, 16 points. Edgar out. And this is the problem that Holon have had all evening. Their defense off the picking action of Türk Telekom has been near woeful at times, giving up the lane way too easily. Panini now, shot clock down to 9. Delgado drives inside, draws the contact from Guan. Basket, I think, is going to be given. And that's just sheer power from Delgado. Yeah, we see there, it's just pure strength from Delgado. And Delgado will head to the line for the bonus shot as well. And believe it or not, we are now at a 10-point ball game. Unbelievable performance here from Holon in the last, I'd say, 5 or so minutes, really. They've resuscitated themselves in a game that looked like it was done. That's on the floor, that foul from Hausch. It's the first foul of the quarter for Holon, so it'll be a sideline possession for Türk Telekom. Hunter now to Johnson. Johnson's got the mismatch he wants. Hunter for 3, though. Oh, and he is just sublime this evening, RJ Hunter. He's now up to 20 points in under 16.5 minutes of action. An offensive juggernaut. Delgado going up against Guan, looking to fight his way inside, does so and gets the 2. Guan offering up little resistance there. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw foul back in the game within the next couple of minutes to shore up that rim protection. Edgay throws it away. Wilt just scoops up the loose ball, and now it's for Hunter, and he's getting points every which way you like right now. RJ Hunter flying high here in the Basketball Champions League. Johnson called for the foul as Holon once again refused to go away. That looks like a tight call. Copain out to Klein. Oh, in and out with the 3 attempts. That would have been back-to-back 3 attempts from TJ Klein, but no good this time. Edgay now into Wiltshire. What can Johnson do? Can find Edgay for 3. Off the back of the iron and away, but Guan tracks the long rebound and grabs it. Foul's going to be called on Hausch as he gets into a battle with Wiltshire. 13-point lead for Türk Telekom now. And you do wonder, when will they kill this game off? Because they've had numerous chances to seal the deal and not done it. Oh, Nick Johnson. Oh, he's rejected, but the foul's going to be called. Copain, I think, is going to get called to the foul from behind. I'm not sure where the foul is there myself. Is it Delgado that's going to get called? Looked pretty straight up and down to me. It looked like Johnson was initiating the contact. The first is good to go for Nick Johnson, though. He's up to 12 points now. Plus minus 18 for Nick Johnson. Just shows how influential he is to this team. Short with the second. 14-point lead, a little over 7 minutes to play. Panini now. Uses a Delgado screen, finds Klein, who's open for three, and makes them pay from the wing. And this is a worrying sight if you're a Türk Telekom fan, because Holon have been ice cold from outside tonight. Couldn't hit the side of a barn, and they've started hitting threes at the absolute perfect moment. Hausch now steps out of bounds with the ball. Another unforced error. And you see how frustrated Klein is with his teammate. Why is Hausch standing out of bounds? Surely he has to have the awareness of where he is on the floor. It's a real rookie error from Shlomo Hausch. Veteran player, but a rookie error. Campbell now inside to foul. Foul back into the action, probably will be for the last 6.5 minutes. Hunter couldn't get that three to go though. And Holon have the opportunity to bring it into single digits now. Copain for Panini. Panini finds Copain. Delgado fakes the jumper, fakes it again. Calling a travel violation. Interested to see the replay of that one. Whether he left his feet or not, let's have a look. Oh, we're not going to see it. They're going to show us the replay of the overly physical confrontation between the two later on. 11-point lead for Türk Telekom now. 6 minutes left on the game clock. Johnson tries to feed inside to Wiltshire, and the foul's going to be called on Hausch. He's frustrated by the call. Yeah, Hausch is going to take a seat on the bench as he continues his remonstrations with the officials. That's his 5th foul, in fact, so that's him done for this evening's game. I think that is a tough call, to be fair. It was Wiltshire forcing the issue. The technical foul's been called on the bench, so an extra shot for Türk Telekom, and that's the last thing that Holon needed. And another technical foul, I think, has been called on Holon. They're starting to lose their patience. And Holon now forced into calling a timeout. And that's a smart move by Matan Harash. The coach needs to calm his team down. He needs to keep them in the game. As you're seeing now, an argument between players. In fact, one of the bench players almost squaring up against TJ Klein. Absolutely unnecessary. That's not going to help their cause, that's for sure, as tempers getting frayed on the Holon bench. Let's listen to what they have to say.
can do it! We can do it!
With under 6 minutes to play, Holon trail by 12. They're not out of it. Foster was the player penciled for the technical foul, and that's a smart move by the player. That's the right thing to do. Goes and apologizes to the official for his outburst, but Hunter is back at the line for the free throw and makes them pay. He's up to 25 points now. Türk Telekom once again have an opportunity maybe to kill this game out, as Nick Johnson will go to the line for his 2 free throws off the actual foul, the regular foul that was called. Johnson connects with the first. He's up to 13 now, and Türk Telekom's lead is at 14. Doesn't get the second to go, though. And Holon are quickly out with the ball to Howe, to Panini. They've dragged foul away from the basket. Panini will fake the 3 to Klein. And the ball movement is just too slow from Holon right now. 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and it's stolen away, is it? No. Off the foot of Hunter, so it's going to be a new 14 seconds for Holon. Oh, and it is as well. He managed to get the steal, but then drags his foot over the top of the ball. Howe floats inside strongly and eventually gets the tip in on the offensive glass. Wiltshire now hands it back to Hunter, and Türk Telekom wisely starting to slow things down and be maybe a bit more purposeful. Offensive foul called on Mustafa Foul. That's the right call from the officials. Bounce the player and run. You can see him lean. Yeah, it's a good call by the officials. 12-point lead now for Türk Telekom. And we have 5 minutes left to play. Surely Holon aren't going to come away with the win. What an unbelievable game it will have been if they do. But Payne misses that one. Wiltshire for 3. He's off short. Foster grabs the rebound. Almost travels with it, but manages to get the pass out to Copain. Howe with a little floating runner, and I think that was a little bit too risky a shot. Wiltshire, nice pass to Campbell. Smart heads-up play by the big man. Finds the guard in the paint for the easy 2. Payne now waves Foster away. Gives it to Howe. Foster is fouled by Johnson. That's the 4th team foul of the quarter for Türk Telekom. So that puts both teams into the bonus going forward from here. Will be a sideline ball though for this possession for Holon, as Thompson comes back into the game for Holon and Panini heads to the bench. Howe now, as the game's almost descended into walking pace at times. Copain inside, offensive foul is going to be called as Copain just looks to ease his defender away with his right elbow. You can see Campbell working hard, and yeah, a little shove off there. Interesting that the far side official called that. Obviously managed to see the hand extend. Campbell now running some clock, but takes the 3. A little bit early in the shot clock to be putting that up. Could have had that shot right at the death. Copain now to the corner to Klein. Oh, not a great looking shot from TJ Klein, but you have a feel potentially that desperation is starting to leak into Holon and how they're approaching this game. And the Türk Telekom crowd here in the arena are sensing that as well. Inside to Foul, and an easy 2 for the big man as Wiltshire and Foul combine in the paint. Stolen away this time by Wiltshire, and an easy lay-in for Kyle Wiltshire. And Türk Telekom's lead extends once again. This time it's up to 18 points. There's under 3 minutes to play. Has the final dice been rolled by Holon? Let's listen into this Holon timeout. And just a call there from the new head coach, Matan Harash, who played to the end. It's the right thing, you know, there are knock-on consequences. It's not just about maybe losing one game. What damage does this do psychologically for their domestic campaign, as well as the rest of the Basketball Champions League as well? Mustafa Fall, double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. He can clock out now, shift done for him. Another big night in the Basketball Champions League for Mustafa Fall, and the legend grows, even if the man probably couldn't grow anymore if he tried. Foul going to be called on Tehran as Foster splits the defenders. Going to be called on one of them, either Johnson or Tehran. You know, I'm more likely to be on Johnson, if I'm honest. He's the one that stepped across. So Foster at the line for 2 shots. He's up to 13 points now. Remember, he's averaging 19 points a game, Marcus Foster. Not had his best offensive night here today, but they've really locked him out of the game. The Türk Telekom defense provided a fair bit of attention at Marcus Foster. Going to remain in possession of Türk Telekom though. 2:36 left to play. 16-point lead for Türk Telekom now. Depending on results elsewhere in Group A this evening, they could potentially go top of Group A with this win if they seal it out in the final few seconds here. Guan now to Beigel. Beigel for 3. In and out with that attempt, and Thompson's going to pull the rebound down for Holon. And remember, points difference might play a factor at some stage. Foster for 3 is no good, and Johnson just scoops it off the iron for Türk Telekom. Final 2 minutes of action now here in game day 8 in Ankara. Johnson to the basket, back out to Tehran. Back to Hunter, inside to Guan, but the pass is a bit too hot to handle for Guan. Going to be a turnover ball, and Holon will take possession. Strong move from Troy Copain. Gets the basket to go, draws the foul. And this is what Coach Harash was talking about to his team. Holon cannot afford to give up. So you see a clear foul there from Guan. Copain at the line for the bonus. The psychological reasons, as well as just this points difference situation. You want to leave a game on a high, even if you do lose. If you leave the game with momentum in your hands, it's definitely a different feeling than if you've just taken an absolute hammering for 40 minutes. Beigel now. Beigel being guarded closely by Foster. Euro steps his way to the basket, but it's knocked away. Foster now hands it off. Oh, what a rejection by Johnson. on. There's a little bit of afters between Copain and Beigel. Not really necessary at this stage of this game. But what a rejection on that last play. As Nick Johnson on the trail. Let's watch this chase down block. Oh my goodness, a two-handed slap against the glass. As Simon thought he had the 2 points, and Nick Johnson had other ideas. Wow. Copain at the line for 2 shots after Beigel fouled him. Misses the second. Rebound is scooped in by Tehran. Johnson now to Campbell. Campbell just wanting to see the clock out. There's 50 seconds left in the game clock. 6 on the shot clock for them. Into Johnson. Fades away. Doesn't get it to go, and it's off the hands of Guant. So it's going to be a Holon ball. 44.1 to play. They trail by 12. Can probably maybe take 4 or 5 more points off that. They push it hard in this final 44 seconds, and you just don't know what difference that will make when the day of reckoning comes at the end of the regular season. And both these teams want to find a place in the playoffs. Skip now. Thompson, no good for 3, but the rebound from Simon is good, and awkward looking, throws it away. Johnson now out in transition and has it stolen. He'll go to the line for 2 shots though, as Foster fouls Johnson. Johnson just leans into him, and Foster, not with a bad foul there, made sure he wrapped him up and couldn't get the shot away. A wry smile on Marcus Foster's face. Nick Johnson certainly is a battler, as RJ Hunter goes to the bench with 24 points, shooting 70% from the field here today. Unbelievable performance from RJ Hunter. And Besuk comes into the game for his first taste of action this evening. And Johnson connects with a second as well. Back up to a 14-point lead now for Türk Telekom. About a 2.5 differential between shot clock and game clock. Corner 3 now for Copain is no good. Tehran will grab hold of the ball, and that will be all she wrote here in Ankara. A wonderful game of Basketball Champions League we've had. Plenty of twos and throws. Türk Telekom will take the win though. Rightfully so, deservedly so. And the final score here is Türk Telekom 85, Holon 71. See the celebrations now for Türk Telekom. Some of the fans there going to enjoy some time on the floor with their heroes. Türk Telekom will be relieved to a certain degree to come away with the win here this evening. Yes, they deserved it. Yes, they played the better brand of basketball. And rightfully so, they get the win. But things aren't always that simple, particularly in the Basketball Champions League. They started off briskly, to say the least. Defensively, a great opening quarter for them, holding Holon to just 15 points. They then opened the taps offensively in the second quarter, pouring in 30 points. They held an impressive 15-point lead at the halftime break, and then it really was just a matter of matching the output of Holon. That's what it came down to. They just needed to match exactly what Holon put against them, and they near enough did. Holon won the second half, bizarrely, only by a point, though. It wasn't enough to change the result. For Türk Telekom, the man of the moment has to be RJ Hunter. My goodness me. 24 points in a little under 25 minutes. 4 from 7 from the perimeter, 6 from 6 from the free-throw line. Unbelievable performance from him, shooting 70% from the field overall. Also in double digits, Mustafa Fowl. He's got himself a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists to his name. Nick Johnson also on 15 points as well. And then the final player in double digits for Türk Telekom was Kyle Wiltshire. He's got 11 points. There are some of your rebounding statistics as well. What a game we've had here in Ankara. There are your top scorers, as I've said. Hunter leading the way with 24. Just a sublime performance from the moment he stepped on the floor. Bear in mind, that's 24 points off the bench. A real big performance from him here this evening. For Holon, though, not much to write home about offensively. Only 2 players in double digits. TJ Klein really took the battle to Türk Telekom. It wasn't to be, though. He got 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. And Marcus Foster ended up with 14 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. But that's all she wrote for game day 8 here in Group A of Ankara. Has seen a wonderful game of Basketball Champions League action yet again. As I said, there's one more game after this evening's game next week for both these teams before they get the Christmas break in the Basketball Champions League schedule. For Türk Telekom, they will venture out on the road to Italy. They're playing on Sassari, which will be a huge game. That's a real top of the table clash next week. That one's next Wednesday. As for Holon, they will head home to take on Oostend. And again, that's a real fight between 2 teams who will be scrapping for one of those playoff places tooth and nail. And after today's result, could potentially be a must-win game for Holon next Tuesday against Oostend. We've had a wonderful game here. So many highlight plays, some great team basketball. And Türk Telekom sent another warning shot out around the Basketball Champions League that they are a force to be reckoned with, and they have to be favourites, maybe not just to even make the playoffs, but to make the latter stages. I wouldn't want to put money against them, maybe even making it to that magical Final Four weekend. They have got a huge amount of talent in the front court with Wiltshire and Mustafa Fall, as well as the backcourt with the likes of Campbell, Hunter, Johnson. It just goes on. So much talent in that Holon roster, in the Türk Telekom roster. And that's how they're getting big wins like they have today in front of a very appreciative crowd here in Ankara. They've enjoyed this 14-point win, that is for sure. So we see some of the final highlights from the game. And you have to give the hat tip to Holon. They didn't give up, but it wasn't to be here this evening. There's an updated league table for you. Türk Telekom sitting in 2nd. Holon currently in 5th with a 3-5 record. So much still to play for here in Group A of the Basketball Champions League. So that's game day 8 concluded. And Türk Telekom take a much deserved and very useful win indeed here, as they win 85-71 over Holon. Thank you so much for joining me for this evening's Basketball Champions League. There'll be plenty more action coming your way next week. Make sure you tune back in for all of that. Once again, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you all again shortly.
Çeneyle. Alışırsın.